Okay, so I'm annoyed. Why? Because the take for today got deleted, and for the second time today, I did not record the audio properly. So now I'm redoing it for the third time. And before I go on to talk about the essay for today, which is the art of asking, I thought I would reflect more deeply on why I felt a certain way before I begin, and to talk about the main reasons why I am even doing this in the first place. So when I first started it out, I realized that I didn't like the way I was enunciating certain words. I realized I didn't like the way I was projecting my voice, and I didn't like the way I sound. So what I really wanted to do was to talk better, to learn how to speak better, and through this platform, accumulate a practice that I can look back upon and eventually, see where I started, track my progress, and at the end of the day, become a better speaker. Somehow, throughout the entire journey, I realized that I think it wasn't even throughout the entire journey. Like in day 3, I was just very obsessed with getting the video out and putting it onto YouTube. So that made me realize, like, why am I doing that? Actually, because it led me to realize that I am a very outcome driven person. So the number 27 would actually mean that I have completed 27 days rather than actually reflecting 27 days of my progress. And actually that's what I see. And having grown up in a country like Singapore, where the results are everything, where the process doesn't really matter, I think it really represents what the product of a Singaporean looks like. Efficiency, productivity, and results. And through this, I think it was a very good starting point in allowing me to remember that actually the process is what matters more. I know it's very easy to say like, oh, the process matters more. But in fact, I feel like I learn more when I am immersed in the process. Like now, where time does not really matter. I know normally I'll be quite set back by 10, and I'm recording this at 10 a.m. again. But actually, if I were to really take these 15 minutes every day to reflect and to think and to really learn how to enunciate my words, I think it is something that will get me somewhere far. And it is really not about the number of 27. I think it is about the ability to be in the present moment, to learn, to feel, and to grow, and to really be thinking and evaluating everything that I say. I know this may be a bit draggy, but obviously with this comes a commitment to myself. There are 3 actionable things that I would like to do. The first off is to be more intentional with the way I do things. Now, the word intentional can be something that is very loosely used. But how would I use it and how would I do it is to, whenever I'm doing something, I will be detached from the outcome. Say, for example, this video, I don't really care about the number of views I get. I don't really care about the number of people I influence. I think the main goal for myself is to learn how to speak better and to talk my thoughts through better. And by posting on YouTube is really just for me to accept criticism and a place for me to really track that progress. Having numbers, having a large montage of videos, I think that's a really beautiful thing. Secondly, the next actionable thing that I will do is to really do it with purpose. So I think when I started out 3 days ago, the purpose was clear, but the purpose dissipates really quickly. So knowing that, I think that's something that I will remember more, be more intentional, and be more focused on the purpose. And lastly, be more strategic. I will sit down and evaluate my thoughts better. Now I don't look back at the videos, but I'll probably spend some time at the end of every week, sit down, watch some YouTube videos, and learn how I can speak better and improve on my personal speaking abilities. Yes, so thank you so much for listening to this yep. And now the topic for today is the art of asking, on the beauty of deep conversations and having a personal archive of questions. There's nothing I love more than asking questions, diving into deep conversations, feeling like nothing in the world exists but us. I think I fall in love a little with every person I meet. I crave to know the experiences, the intricacies, the stories of how people came to be who they are. I say this because I genuinely find beauty in everyone. Not necessarily in a romantic sense, but in that soul level kind of admiration. The kind that exudes from how someone tells a story, the pauses in their voice, the sparkle in their eyes when they talk about something they love. It's in the way their words unknowingly reveal their own processes of becoming. There's nothing quite like the art of deep conversations, opening ourselves up to questions that feed our souls, that connect us in a way few other things can. The kind of questions that make time blur and remind us how human we are. Over the past 3 years, I've collected a series of questions in my note app titled Personal Connections. In moments when I long for depth in a conversation with a friend or loved one, I pull it out, almost like carrying a pocket-sized, "We are not really strangers" with me everywhere I go. I take pride in it because these questions didn't come from just anywhere. They've been curated through different forms of media, borrowed from late night talks with people I love, or even from own thoughts when I'm alone with myself. It's a growing archive of curiosity and of care. And for my very first Substack article, I want to share some of my favorite ones with you. What's a topic you can talk about for hours? Would you be friends with yourself? What are some things that aren't so small to you? Would your younger self be proud of yourself now? What are your strengths as a friend? What makes you want to be a better person? What's your favorite childhood memory? What's a hard pill of yours to swallow at the moment? When do you feel the most appreciated and valued? When is something you've been actively pursuing? How do you best connect with others? What keeps you alive nowadays? What's your idea of a perfect weekend? What remains unchanged about you since your childhood? If someone offered you a box containing everything you've ever lost, what would you look for first? How long is the longest you've had feelings for someone? How do you show love? Do you think there's a part of you that you have lost? What's something you wish you could experience or feel for the first time again? What's your favorite thing about yourself? As much as I appreciate small talk, nothing quite compares to questions like these. A single one can unfold into an hour of conversation. It's layered, open-ended, and always evolving. It's as if each question holds a map to someone's inner world, and all we have to do is ask. How beautiful is it that questions are the windows to one's mind, one's heart? I hope this live serves as an invitation, not just to ask more questions, but to listen in a deeper level, to pause, to connect, whether it's with a friend, a partner, a stranger, or even with yourself. Because sometimes all it takes is one question to remind us that we are not so alone in what we are feeling, that we are all still becoming, that we are all still trying to be seen. This will remain my favorite way to fall in love with the world again and again, with a question and the heart that answers it. I think from this, my favorite line would be that I think I fall in love a little with every person I meet. I think that's true. Everyone has the potential to shape the way we think, shape the way we live, and shape the way we love. I think that the moment we stop obsessing over outcomes, the moment that we stop obsessing over what someone has to offer us, we are able to see the smaller things that people have within them. And with that, you are able to love more genuinely, love more intimately, and love more presently in a world that is becoming increasingly transactional. And that's all I have for today. I think I will keep it at 10 minutes. And thank you so much for listening to my yap. This is day 4. The topic we are talking about today is the art of asking. I'll see you tomorrow.